The lone vote cast not in favor of Clark went to Angel Reese. The vote kept Clark from becoming the WNBA's 5th ever unanimous rookie.
Who was the voter?
Somebody that left Ken Griffey Jr. off the ballot when it came to Hall of Fame. They took it. They're like, bro, you gonna leave the guy off the ballot? You ain't even said, okay, you just say,
Right.
you know, you left him off the
Right.
ballot. I mean, I don't know how you come to the conclusion that she wasn't the unanimous MVP. She got a team into the playoffs when they hadn't been to the playoffs, I think, since 2016 or
Right.
2017. Led them in scoring. She led the rookies in scoring.
Caitlin Clark missed unanimous Rookie of the Year by 1 vote. 1 vote. Can you believe it? This girl's been breaking records left and right, leading her team to the playoffs, and someone still thought, nah, not good enough. What's going on here? Let's talk about Clark's season. She was on fire, breaking records in scoring, rebounds, assists, and three-pointers. It's like she was playing a video game out there. You know what's crazier? She led her team to the playoffs as a rookie. That's not normal, folks. But this isn't just about an award. It's about respect, recognition, and the future of women's basketball.
Oh, this and all
Right,
that.
right.
All I know, when they got eliminated from the playoffs, the attendance dropped,
Right.
the ratings dropped. They try to give you every other
Right,
reason why. So now give me the reasons why. She's gone. Is the old guard still watching? Look at the attendance when the Fever play your favorite team, and look at the attendance when they don't.
Are we missing something here? 1 vote almost changed history. That's insane. We're going to break down what happened, why it matters, and how we can fix this mess. You'll want to stick around for this one. Trust me, it's going to get wild. Now let's talk about impact. When Caitlin Clark stepped on the court, something changed. The entire WNBA felt it. But here's the kicker. When she left, the league felt that too. What makes one rookie so crucial to an entire professional sports league? You know what's crazy? Caitlin Clark didn't just play well. She did something that put her in the same conversation as Michael Jordan and LeBron James. How is that even possible? We're talking about a rookie in the WNBA being compared to some of the greatest NBA players of all time.
You think man, I'm so happy for payback Pat McAfee, because what he did is to show what could be done, what is possible.
Yeah.
I don't begrudge. Oh, he getting all the credit. Man, P-Mac wasn't the first one to have no podcast. He ain't blah, blah. No, get that money, P-Mac. Oh, so somebody really do got that kind of money to pay.
It's out there.
There were so many black people. There were so many black people that had podcasts before P-Mac. All I know is that what he did is that he opened it up and let you see what could be possible digitally.
That's not normal, folks. Let's break it down. Clark wasn't just good. She was record-breaking good. She led all rookies in scoring. But that's just the beginning. She was grabbing rebounds, dishing out assists, and draining three-pointers like it was nothing. It's like she looked at the rookie record books and said, yeah, I'm gonna take all of those. But here's where it gets really interesting. Clark didn't just put up numbers. She elevated her entire team. As a rookie, she led her squad to the playoffs. Think about that for a second. Most rookies are just trying to figure out where the locker room is, and Clark's out here leading playoff charges. And the fans? They couldn't get enough. When Clark was on the court, people were tuning in like crazy. The WNBA was seeing viewership numbers they could only dream of before. It was like the Caitlin Clark show, and everyone wanted front row seats.
Caitlin Clark wins the Rookie of the Year. There was 1 vote for Angel Reese, everybody else for Caitlin Clark. This is what's happening, is the voters are now putting out on social media, hey, it wasn't me. It is that's your prerogative. You can. I mean, I've voted and had people criticize my votes, but I had no problem telling people. I mean, I was proud to be a voter in the NBA. Somebody thinks Angel Reese was the Rookie of the Year? Fine. Maybe it's a writer who covered her team in Chicago. Okay. It's not the end of the world.
But then something wild happened. Clark's team got eliminated from the playoffs, and suddenly the WNBA felt the impact. Ratings down, attendance not great. It's like when Clark left, she took a piece of the league with her. You might be thinking, wait, can one player really have that much impact? Well, in Clark's case, absolutely. She wasn't just a great player. She was a sensation. People who never watched women's basketball before were suddenly glued to their screens just to see what Clark would do next. This is where we need to talk about game changers. You know, those rare athletes who don't just play the game, they transform it. Clark isn't just a great rookie. She's reshaping what we think is possible in the WNBA. She's bringing new fans to the sport, raising the bar for performance. And yeah, she's making history while she's at it. So when we talk about Clark's rookie season, we're not just talking about stats or awards. We're talking about a player who's become the face of the league faster than anyone could have predicted. She's not just playing basketball, she's changing the game.
The WNBA Rookie of the Year race was pretty much neck and neck for the majority of the season, but now the league has officially crowned its queen. Caitlin Clark is your 2024 WNBA Kia Rookie of the Year. My girl averaged 19.2 points a game, 5.7 rebounds, and led the league with 8.4 assists per game, and that made her the first rookie to ever lead the W in that category. And I mentioned the Rookie of the Year race being tight throughout the season, but she ended up with 66 votes from a national panel of 67 sports writers and broadcasters.
Just when you thought Clark had it all locked up, the voting results dropped a bombshell. One person decided Angel Reese deserved the crown instead. What's the deal with that lone wolf, and why are fans losing their minds over it? Let's break it down. Out of 67 votes, 66 went to Caitlin Clark. But that one vote for Angel Reese, it's causing an uproar. Fans are scratching their heads, players are speaking out, and sports commentators are going wild. It's like someone showed up to a fancy dinner party wearing a clown suit.
Caitlin Clark's incredible season has come to a storybook ending as she won the Rookie of the Year award.
You are the 2024 Kia WNBA Rookie of the Year.
Caitlin Clark's rookie season, it was a show. Her 769 points set a new rookie record, passing Hall of Famer Simone Augustus from her debut campaign.
Everyone's asking, what were they thinking? Dwayne Wade, basketball legend himself, couldn't believe it. He said Clark's award should have been unanimous, and he's not alone. Social media is blowing up with people questioning how anyone could look at Clark's season and think, nah, not good enough. It's like voting against pizza at a kid's birthday party. Who does that? You know what's crazy? This isn't the first time we've seen something like this. Remember Ken Griffey Jr.'s Hall of Fame ballot? Same deal. Overwhelming support, but one person just had to be different. It's like there's always that one kid in class who argues the sky isn't blue. But here's where it gets serious. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark or one award. It's about the whole voting system.
Caitlin Clark's going to go, can you believe I didn't go unanimous? Now, I thought we would have unanimous MVP and unanimous Rookie of the Year. But it feels like all these voters are like, wasn't me. Wasn't me. Yes, Paulie. You got that with Asia Wilson, but Caitlin Clark all but won, and I don't think it's going to ruin her summer. I don't.
When one vote can cause this much chaos, you've got to wonder if something's broken. Are we really okay with a system where one person can potentially rewrite history? Think about it. Clark didn't just have a good season. She had a season for the ages, breaking records, leading her team to the playoffs, bringing in fans like nobody's business. And someone looked at all that and said, meh, I've seen better. It's like watching a magic show and being more impressed by the guy selling popcorn. The reaction from fans and players has been intense. People are furious. They're not just supporting Clark, they're demanding answers. How could anyone justify this vote?
Caitlin Clark showed up, and this is proof that her life is 10 times as hard as, to get the same credit.
People were actually watching her play basketball, so that added stress of the much bigger audience certainly came into play. I don't want to say scrutiny, but coverage is another way of lowering the bar. And I'm going to say this again. This is a Kim Fuchsia's mantra. The standards they set for you is what they really think of you.
What criteria were they using? Did they watch the same season as everyone else? This vote is making people question everything. The integrity of the awards, fairness of the system, even the knowledge of the voters. It's like finding out your history teacher thinks the American Revolution was fought over pizza toppings. You start wondering what else they've got wrong. And it's not just about hurt feelings or bruised egos. These awards matter. They shape careers, influence contracts, and become part of a player's legacy. Imagine telling your grandkids you were the unanimous Rookie of the Year, only to have some smarty pants correct you. Well, actually, so what do we do now? How do we fix a system that allows this kind of controversy?
If you're the person who voted for Angel Reese, clearly I would think that you're aware of what the reaction may be. Would you put your name out there?
Sure.
I don't think they have yet. I'm checking.
Sure. They don't give you guidelines here and say, hey, check off, check this box, that box. If you really feel like Angel Reese was the Rookie of the Year, then just own it. And if they don't, they might just say, look, I voted and, this is who I thought should be Rookie of the Year. I don't agree with it. I thought she would be unanimous. I mean, it's not even close.
Some are calling for more transparency in the voting process. Others want better education about WNBA players and their achievements. Maybe we need a complete overhaul of how these awards are decided. One thing's for sure, this vote has sparked a conversation that's bigger than basketball. It's about fairness, recognition, and how we value athletes' contributions. It's about making sure the system reflects the reality we all see on the court. You know what's crazy? This whole mess could have been avoided. And get this, the fix is so simple, it'll make you wonder why it wasn't done years ago. Want to know the secret to making sure every WNBA star gets their due? Let's dive in. First up, transparency. We're talking about pulling back the curtain on the whole voting process.
Caitlin Clark got all but one Rookie of the Year vote. She will not have the distinction of being a unanimous Rookie of the Year. Is it a big, I would tend to think Caitlin Clark doesn't care, but she probably does care a little bit. And a lot of people are celebrating that. They're excited. They stay strong, whoever it was that, kept it real and blah, blah, and denied her that distinction.
Imagine if we could see who voted for who and why. No more mystery votes, no more head-scratching decisions. It's like turning on the lights in a dark room. Suddenly everything's clear. But here's where it gets really interesting. What if we amped up the media coverage and education about WNBA players? I'm talking about spotlight features, in-depth stats breakdowns, the works. Because let's face it, you can't appreciate what you don't know about. If fans and voters alike had a better understanding of these players' achievements, we might see some different results. Now let's talk about the power of the people. Social media is not just for memes and cat videos anymore, it's a game changer for sport. Fans are talking, sharing, and sometimes arguing about their favorite players. What if we harness that energy? Fan engagement could be the secret weapon in making these awards fairer. Picture this, a voting system that takes into account player stats, media votes, and fan input. It's like a three-pointer of fairness. No more lone wolf votes throwing everything off balance. It's a system that reflects what's happening on the court and what the fans are seeing. But wait, there's more. These changes aren't just about fixing an award system. They're about building a stronger, fairer WNBA.
People believe what we say on television. Just because people don't like you or your personality, they can't get on TV and slander you. It's just total bullshit. These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan, they cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they try. What is going on here? And the thing I love about her, she never says a word. But these ladies, who I love and respect their game, they couldn't have this thing up.
Think about it. When players feel recognized and valued, what happens? Morale goes through the roof. And when the league's reputation improves, guess what else goes up? Attendance, viewership, maybe even those all-important sponsorship deals. Imagine a WNBA where every player knows their hard work will be seen and appreciated, where fans feel heard and involved, where the awards truly reflect the incredible talent on the court. That's not just good for the players, it's good for the whole dang sport. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is it really that simple? Well, yes and no. Simple in theory, maybe a bit trickier in practice. But here's the thing, it's worth it, because we're not just talking about awards here. We're talking about respect, recognition, and the future of women's basketball. Let's break it down. Better transparency means more trust in the system. Improved media coverage means more fans understanding and appreciating the game. And more fan engagement? That's like rocket fuel for the sport's popularity. But here's the real kicker. These changes could be the key to unlocking the WNBA's full potential. We're talking increased salaries, bigger audiences, more sponsorships. It's like dominoes. Fix the award system, and you might just fix a whole lot more. So what are we waiting for? It's time to step up and make some changes, because players like Caitlin Clark deserve better. The fans deserve better. And let's be real, the sport deserves better. All right, let's wrap this up. We've seen the mess with Caitlin Clark's Roy vote, and it's clear something's gotta change. This isn't just about one player or one award. It's about the future of the WNBA. Imagine a league where players get the recognition they deserve, where fans are more engaged, and the money starts flowing in. That's what we're talking about here. Better voting, more transparency, and fan involvement could change everything. But here's the thing, it's not just up to the league, it's up to us, the fan. Are you going to speak up for players like Clark? Are you going to demand better from the WNBA? Because the future of women's basketball isn't just in the hands of the players and officials, it's in your hands too. Remember, one vote almost changed history. Just think what all our voices could do.